Have you been perusing your local supermarket or farmer's market, seen these funny shaped tubers and thought to yourself, what the heck do I do with these? Well, I'm here to show you a recipe. It's simple and delicious, and you and your whole family are going to enjoy it. By the time you're done watching this video, you will have learned how to make this nutritious and versatile side dish. I've even made this for people who have said they don't like vegetables, but they've come back asking for seconds. That's how good it is. Have you ever tried a sunchoke before? Leave a yes or no in the comments below. Alright, come on, join me in the kitchen. Let's go. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse my sunchokes. Okay, so now my sunchokes are soaked, so they're pretty clean. I have about 2 pounds or so here. And I also have a bowl of water. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take half of a lemon and I'm going to squeeze some, just using my hands to catch some of the seeds. Just squeeze maybe, I don't know, like a tablespoon or two into this bowl of water. And what this is going to do is it's going to prevent the sunchokes from turning brown because they do start to oxidize pretty quickly. Now I'm going to begin cutting up my sunchokes. And I'm going to try to cut them into relatively equal sizes so that way they all cook in the same amount of time. And then once I'm done, I'm just going to put them into my lemon water over here. Now notice while I'm doing this that I am leaving the skin on. At this point, you could absolutely choose to peel these with a vegetable peeler. I just personally, when I cook, I try to leave the skin on as much as possible because a lot of the nutrients are retained in the skin itself. So whenever I can, I personally choose to leave it on, but if you are pickier about texture and or aesthetics, then by all means go ahead and peel the skin before using. Another advantage to putting them in the lemon water is you'll notice there's crevices. I don't know if you can see that. It's a sort of part that's going bad, so I'm just going to cut that off. But you'll notice there's a lot of little nooks and crannies. I don't know if you can see that here, but it's so hard to get the dirt out of there. So really the best way is to just cut them and then let them soak in the water and the dirt will fall to the bottom. And I will just continue doing this until they're all cut up. Okay, I have a medium saucepan here and I filled it with about 1 inch or so of water. You could use chicken stock or vegetable stock for added flavor, but I'm going to use water today. I'm also going to add about a pinch of salt, and that'll just give the artichokes some flavor while they're cooking. So I have my artichoke pieces that have been soaking in the lemon water. Now that this has been on high and it's up to a boil, I'm going to begin adding them to our saucepan. And one of the benefits that I mentioned in this video are that sunchokes are really rich in inulin. So they can make a wonderful low glycemic substitute for potatoes. So you can use this any way you would use a potato, but this is a great substitute for mashed potatoes, the recipe that I'm making today. So all of these sunchokes are now in the pot. I am going to keep this on high until it returns to a boil. I put the lid on, and once it gets to a boil, I'm going to turn it down to a simmer, and we'll cook these until they're tender and you can pierce them with a fork. So I would check them in maybe like 8 to 10 minutes or so to see if they're done. If not, keep cooking. Okay, it has been about 10 minutes or so. I've taken the lid off and I'm ready to check and see if my sunchokes are done. So I'm going to see if it pierces with a fork easily. As you can tell, it does. I really don't even have to force the fork at all. I'm checking a couple just to make sure. But yeah, looks great. So these are done. I am going to drain them. Okay, I have drained my sunchokes. They're fully cooked. As you can see, they are piping hot. I might need to unfog you a little bit. There you go. So now I'm gonna finish adding the ingredients to the food processor. They're in my bowl right now. I'm going to add some butter, about 2 tablespoons of butter to be exact. And because the sunchokes are so hot right now, they're gonna help to melt the butter really nicely. I'm also gonna add about half a cup of milk. You could use heavy cream if you're feeling luxurious. In fact, it was my intent to use heavy cream today, but I forgot it. So I have milk and I'm working with what I got. Also, I have some roasted garlic here, and I think that this is one of the things that really sets this dish apart. If you've never roasted garlic, it's super simple. All you do is you take a bulb of garlic and you have it crosswise, and you just pop it into a square of tin foil and drizzle some, I like to use canola oil, but you can use any vegetable oil. Sunflower oil will be great too. Drizzle a little bit on and just wrap it up in the tin foil and put it in a 400-degree oven. That's Fahrenheit. And once you put it in the oven, set the timer for about 30 to 40 minutes or so. And it's gonna be super hot when it comes out of the oven, so just open the foil, let the bulbs cool, and then you can take it out and you can squeeze it out, or I like to use a cocktail fork like they serve seafood with, and just pop it out that way. And that's what I have here with some of the oil that I used to roast it, and that's it. Okay, so now I'm going to add the roasted garlic and all the oil I used to roast it, because that has a lot of flavor too. And now for some salt and pepper. I'm gonna start off with like a generous ½ teaspoon or so and go from there. You can always add more, but you can't take it out. So same with the pepper here. Generous ½ teaspoon. So now I'm gonna add my lid and let's give this a blitz. I'm gonna stop this at least once, and I'm gonna use my rubber spatula to scrape down the sides, just to make sure that everything gets blended up nicely. Okay, it's been about a minute of blending, and let's give it a taste. Check for seasoning. We're getting there. I think it could use a touch more salt and pepper though. All right, let's add a little more. Let's see how it tastes now. We are there. Great. So now I am just going to take this off. I'm going to take the blade out. And I'm going to use my spatula, my well-loved spatula. I need a new one. I've used this so much. All right, we put this into our bowl, our serving bowl. If you had some parsley, because it's the winter right now, I don't really have any, but if you had some parsley or cilantro, that chopped up would be really pretty on top of this too, as a nice garnish. But I'm just gonna serve this plain today.
there we have it.
You know, something else that I really like about this dish is that you can make it in advance and it'll keep in your fridge for a few days. So it's a really great make ahead weeknight side dish. All right, let's see how we did and give it a taste. It's creamy, slightly nutty, but it's really satisfying. It has a nice little bite from the fresh ground black pepper. I love this. This would satisfy my comfort food craving any night of the week. Well, if you like this recipe, there is another one that you should check out coming up on the screen right now. It is for Jerusalem Artichoke chips, and that is something else that you can use your Sunchokes for that you and your family will love. All right, I will see you in that video. Bye.